10 o'clock.
Tom, when you told me you were going to leave Landview, I panicked. I thought I was going to fall apart.
But you didn't. You're a lot stronger than you think you are.
Well, I don't know that. I don't even know if I can get through this hearing without you.
Of course you could.
I don't know that. Why do you think I wrote you the letter and told you how important you are to me? I can't imagine ever loving Clint. I don't care how many memories come back.
Vicky, if I become the reason you lose the custody of your children...
Please don't even think that.
But I have to say it. I'm sorry. You could end up hating me, and that I couldn't bear.
Tom, listen to me. I gave birth to those children. I love them more than life itself. They mean everything to me. And I really don't think I could bear not being with them every day. But if the unbearable should happen, if I should lose custody to Clint, I would still want to be with you. I mean, obviously, I would prefer that the five of us start a whole new life together.
You said once you loved me.
Yes.
I would never, ever do anything that would make you regret that love.
Snow? Oh, who cares?
You're in a good mood.
Would you be so kind? Watch your hands. Hey, Cassie. Hi.
I love this. I haven't taken it off since you gave it to me when you came back from Europe.
That's great. What's going on here? Is Dorian's toaster on the fritz or what?
We'll talk later, okay?
Good morning, Diane. What are you doing here? You followed me here, didn't you? Keith's parents are arriving this afternoon to claim his body. They're going to have a lot of questions about his death, and I'd like to give them some answers. Well, then talk to the police, because I've already told them everything I know. Did you? I get the feeling you know a lot more about Jamie and Keith than you're letting on.
Can you think of anything the boys might want?
No, you got a whole toy store here, Pa.
Well, I want to make sure those little cowpokes are happy when they move in with me. Jessica, too. You know, I duplicated the whole nursery, right down to the mobile over the crib.
Sure appreciate all the trouble you're going to for us.
Oh, hell, Clint. There isn't anything in the world I wouldn't do for you, son.
I just hope you're not spending your money for nothing.
I know it's tough, Clint. Fighting with Vicky for custody of the kids, but you're doing the right thing. You're going to win.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Herb, tell my son he's got nothing to worry about.
Just got a call from Judge Guernsey's office. Clint, we got trouble. Stops. She intends to subpoena Asa and Pamela.
Well, what's her plan? Put Ace on the stand and bring up our, past differences?
Let her ask. Well, tell her. Tell her Clint was mad as hell at me for not telling him Cord was his son. We patched things up. We're family again. That's the honest-to-gospel truth, ain't it?
She's not concerned with your family squabble. She has one question for you and Pamela, and that is, as Asa Buchanan, the grandfather who was about to be entrusted with Clint's children, has he been a worthy husband or has he been a bigamist?
Got my message?
You get mine? Wanted you to know that he was right and I was wrong, and I hope you're in a very forgiving mood.
You changed your mind about seeing Ace?
No, I saw him, and I saw his hands, too. No scars, no burns, not even a tiny little Band-Aid.
No kidding.
I know you tried to tell me that. Oh, well, but I must tell you, I got exactly what I wanted out of that visit. A large, hefty check from Mr. Asa Buchanan to the people of Malakava.
Chalk one up for your side.
Yeah. And now you know what I want? I just want you. I missed you.
Hey, wait a minute. Come on, stop it. You're making me forget that I'm angry at you.
Good, because I have a very provocative suggestion.
Doesn't include a bedroom?
Well, that's a very good guess. As a matter of fact, You see, the doorman downstairs told me about this wonderful place called Lake Lontano Mountain, something like that.
Mount
It's an inn.
Lontano Lodge.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's the one. It's got cold mountain air. It's got fireplaces. We could spend some time saying hello properly. Come on. Come on, tell me. Am I tempting you just a little bit?
You're tempting me, yeah.
Oh, good. Because if we left, right away, we could get there before dinner. We could get fitted out, maybe even take a nice little night ski.
Well, I have a better suggestion. Why don't we say hello properly tonight?
Oh,
Then we can go skiing in the morning.
all right.
Judith, aren't you supposed to be in court today?
Yes, well, it doesn't start till later.
Did you get my tape of Vicky's appeal for Jessica's return?
Yes, thank you for sending it over.
More importantly, is it going to do any good?
I hope so.
Honey, you don't look well. Why don't you sit down a minute? And what's wrong?
It's Charles. I left him.
Oh, no. Not again.
This time it's different. I'm filing for a legal separation. My marriage is over.
I know how difficult a decision like that can be. I'm sorry.
Come on, Judith. Just because of Jamie, you guys can work it out, though, can't you?
It's not just Jamie.
Tell you what, why don't I bring you both some tea?
Thank you. Well, I don't get it. You know, you and Charles have been ready to throw the towel in before, and you've always managed to resolve your differences.
Well, we haven't resolved anything. I tried. I tried to cope. I tried to ignore them. But nothing is going to be resolved. Not ever.
But even if you tackle them head on, one at a time?
No, it's not going to work. And Elizabeth sacrificed me for the last time with that despicable article in the Chronicle.
Well, Charles must have asked for a retraction by now.
Charles believed every word she said.
Well, Judith, I can't believe the man is that insensitive.
My husband's career is all that's important to him. You should know that by now, John. And I have another reality to deal with.
Jamie?
He really killed that boy?
His gun was a .38 caliber. The bullet that went into Keith Radcliffe was a .38 caliber. Now, all the evidence is not in yet, but we have points right to Jamie, yes.
I remember when Judith bought these. You were in Mendora, due back on home leave. She insisted on the floral pattern. I never liked it.
Do what you like, Mother. It's your house.
I prefer stripes. They're more tasteful. Perhaps peach and mint green, but subtle. What do you think?
I think, Mother, that you are showing some unseemly anticipation. Judith is barely out the front door, and you're already redecorating. Next thing you know, you'll be removing her name from the family Bible and pretending we never got married. You never did approve of her, did you? She was too different, too intellectual, and certainly not one of us.
Please, don't throw the Jewish issue in my face again. I thought we settled that years ago.
Mother, it's the Jewish issue that began all of this.
She never stood by you, never acknowledged your duty or your service to this country.
So what you're saying, in essence, is that she never acknowledged my superiority, my carte blanche in this world because I was born into this family, the Sanders family of Pennsylvania.
Obviously, you are in no mood to talk sensibly or reasonably.
Mother, I don't consider listening to you pontificate talking reasonably or sensibly.
Charles, I have never made a secret of my strong opinions. And 99 times out of 100, you agree with me.
Yes, and I suppose that 1 in 100 was my selection of Judith for a wife. She's always felt you hated her, you know.
No, I've never hated anyone in my life. It's unchristian.
The next thing I know, you're going to tell me that you believe in turning the other cheek.
Excuse me, sir. Lieutenant Garrettson is here.
Oh. Show him in, Payson.
Lieutenant Garrettson? Do you suppose there's some news about Jamie?
We'll soon know, Mother.
I'm sorry to barge in like this, Mrs. Sanders. Ambassador.
Rafe?
I have some questions for you. It's about the murder of Keith Radcliffe.
Keith Radcliffe, that's that...
That's right. I'm interested in his possible connection to your son.
Oh, Rafe.
Radcliffe was killed by a .38 caliber bullet. According to Herb Callison, Jamie was in possession of a .38.
It wouldn't surprise me, Rafe. Is there more?
Keith was similar in appearance to Jamie, and he had a passport and a plane ticket to Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh.
Now, somebody used that passport and that plane ticket the same day that Jamie disappeared.
Do you have any proof that my son was on that flight?
No, we don't.
So, thus far at least, it's conjecture, it's speculation.
Speculation. He threatened to kill you when he was holding the O'Neill family hostage. He shot a cop. I'm sorry, but Jamie's our prime suspect.
I understand your position, Rafe. I just find it a little difficult to comprehend that someone would commit murder for a passport, even Jamie.
He needed a fast escape. It was either that or back to prison.
So what you're saying, in essence, then, is that Jamie went out to the airport and then searched around for someone who resembled him?
Jamie knew Keith Radcliffe. He met him at Dorian Lord's.
At Dorian's? But she despises. What would he be doing over there?
Well, apparently he and Diane Bristol were casual friends.
Diane?
Yes, do you know her?
Well, I'm not sure. I've met a number of Jamie's friends.
Well, she's about medium height, dark hair, slight.
Maybe it's the same girl. She did say her name was Diane. Oh, but it can't be important.
Mother, let Rafe decide whether or not it's important.
Well, the girl came here to see Jamie a few weeks ago. I can't remember the exact date.
She came here to this house?
Yes. To return a ring that Jamie had given her.
What kind of ring?
Jamie said it was a pre-engagement ring.
Oh, please.
You're sure about this, Mrs. Sanders?
Yes. But what possible difference can it make?
A lot of difference. Sheds a whole new light on the case.
Just get off my back, Cassie. Diane, a good friend of mine was brutally murdered. I am sorry about Keith. I really am. Then help me find his killer. Look, you were the last person that saw him alive. I have told you over and over again, I don't know anything. Why are you being so defensive? Well, how do you expect me to be? I mean, you act as if I'm responsible for Keith's murder. No, I'm not. I just feel like you're hiding something. Well, you're wrong. And I'm through with you grilling me. So if you'll excuse me. Listen, I'm going to find out what happened to Keith with or without your help, so you might as well tell me now what it is you know. Is everything okay? A good friend of mine was murdered, Wanda. I have to find out who did it and why, and I'm going to make them pay for it. I owe it to Keith. Excuse me.
Cassie, how you doing, kid?
Look, I can't stop. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with her?
Oh, she's upset about her friend Keith.
Oh, well, I can certainly understand that.
Oh, I wish I could do something for her.
Well, you can do something for me.
The usual bran muffin, right?
No, pancakes.
Pancakes. Oh, can I have one stack, please? Pancakes.
Yeah, I deserve them. Had some bad news.
Oh, you too?
I mean, you were subpoenaed to Clint and Vicky's here?
Delivered to me right here this morning.
My office yesterday.
Oh, well, I don't know about you, but I've decided what I'm going to do. There is nobody that's going to make me testify that Vicky is not a good mother, because she is. And there is nobody that's going to make me testify that Clint is not a good father. Same reason.
It's a no-win situation, Wanda.
No. Because what's going to happen is Vicky is going to get her memory back. And she's going to make a beeline to Clint, and they're going to work things out, and all this divorce and this custody case is going to be a thing of the past. And you heard it here first. Can I have that sandwich, please? Thank you.
All right, your pancakes will be ready in a minute.
Thank you.
Now, what does my marital status have to do with how much I love my grandchildren? Hell, I'm not married to any of those women anymore.
Judith is going to call your morality into question, Asa. Also your obvious disregard for the law. She's going to implore the judge to remember that children learn their values from their parents and their grandparents, and that you are, to say the least, the worst possible example they could have.
Wait a minute, Herb. We don't have to plot any strategy. I mean, the subpoenas haven't been sent out yet, have they?
They could be knocking on your door any minute.
Well, fine. I'll just call my New York lawyers. They know enough tricks to put an elephant through a keyhole.
Now, forget it. Judge will just have you hauled into court.
The hell he will. My New York boys and gals will tie this thing up for months, years even.
Asa, that won't work.
No, Pamela's not going to Stonewall.
Okay. All right. I got me another idea. Give me a little time, and I'll get us all out of this mess.
Well, Diane,
Hi.
we missed you at breakfast.
Oh, well, thanks. I see you're busy, so I'm...
No problem. We can put this on hold for a while. Where'd you disappear to so early this morning?
So you didn't hear Jamie and Diane arguing?
No, I observed part of their quarrel from the doorway, but they kept their voices very low. Jamie told me that Diane was very upset about his arrest, and that's why she returned the ring.
Were you aware of this, Ambassador?
No, I don't know anything about that. Jamie's personal life has always been a mystery to me, but how does that affect this case?
Well, for one thing, Diane's story is starting to sound pretty flaky.
So you've already questioned her?
Yes, she said that she's the one who drove Keith to the airport the day he was murdered.
Well, what else did she tell you?
Well, nothing about her close relationship with Jamie, that's for sure.
No, certainly not. It probably embarrasses her.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Rafe, do you think that Diane had something to do with that boy's death?
I'm not saying that. There are too many pieces of the puzzle still missing.
Detective, will your suspicions of my grandson become front-page news?
No, we're not giving any information out to the media until we conclude this investigation. They have their own sources, of course, so I can't promise that you won't be reading about it, but I will do my best to keep a lid on it.
Thank you, Rafe. We appreciate that, and if we can help in any way, just call.
Thank you. I can see myself out.
Fine. Oh, Mother, when's it gonna end? Is it ever going to stop?
Charles, I know the pain you're feeling for Jamie and for the end of your marriage. And I apologize for my anger earlier. This is a time for support, not recrimination.
Oh, God. Strength becomes stronger by trying. Isn't that the Sanders family motto, Mother?
I'm afraid your strength will be tested to the limit in the days to come.
I'll survive. Generations of Sanders men have always survived. Why should I be any different? Mother, excuse me. I'm going to go and do some work.
My dear, why don't you take a few days off? Fly to the Caribbean.
You know me, Mother. My therapy is work. Besides, I have a political career to rebuild, remember?
Oh, Charles, there's some developments about Jamie I think you should know about.
I think we were just told. Rafe just left, and I don't want to go through it all again. Excuse me.
Judith, there's something I'd like to discuss with you.
I should think you've said everything you have to say in the Chronicle.
I merely spoke my mind. What I have to say to you now is to ask a favor, actually. It's something Charles should do, but I know he won't. By saying how sorry I am that you and my son have decided to go your separate ways. In spite of our differences in the past, Judith, I hope you realize I never wanted this to happen.
Is that why you gave the interview to the Chronicle?
If what I said to that reporter hurt your feelings, I apologize.
Hurt my feelings? I could sue you for defamation of character.
Perhaps we'd better discuss this another time.
I don't think so, Elizabeth. You said you wanted to ask me a favor? Go right ahead. I just can't wait to hear it.
After what Jamie has put this family through, I am eager to avoid another scandal.
How do you propose to avoid it?
By keeping your private affairs out of the newspaper. In other words, what I'm suggesting is a quiet, uncontested divorce in Reno or the Caribbean.
We have not discussed our divorce yet, Elizabeth. But when we do, I can assure you, your opinion will not be required.
I know you're bitter, but I only want what's best for both of you. An ugly divorce could ruin both your careers.
You mean Charles's career, because that's all you care about. That's all you ever cared about.
That's not true.
Oh, when
you first brought me here, you made no secret about how you felt about me. I had the wrong background, the wrong family, the wrong religion.
You're being paranoid.
No, you're being hypocritical as usual. You never even cared how much I loved him or how much he loved me. You just wanted a daughter-in-law you could control.
I can see it was a mistake to try and be reasonable.
Oh, no, Elizabeth, it's over. I don't have to kowtow anymore to the illustrious Sanders name. I can turn our divorce into a public circus. I can drag your name and Charles through the mud if I feel like it, which I may choose to do since I know how much you'll hate it.
Where are you going?
I left some things upstairs, which I am going to pack if you have no objections. No? Well, lovely to see you speechless, Elizabeth.
The mood I was in, I didn't want to get your day off to a lousy start, too.
Diane, what's the matter?
All this business with Jamie and Rafe's questions, it's really blowing my mind.
Oh, you know, the police were questioning a lot of other people, too.
Well, it's not just the police. You know, Cassie followed me to Wanda's and practically accused me of killing Keith.
Oh, she doesn't really feel that way. She's just terribly upset about her friend. She's frustrated and angry, and she just wants to get some answers.
You were the last one to see Keith alive, you know.
If I hear that one more time, I am going to scream.
Well, you won't hear it from me.
John, where are you going?
I'm going to go to my apartment and whip it into shape for Judith. You guys don't need me around here.
Wait, Johnny, come on. Wait a second. I'm the one who shouldn't be here.
No, Diane, please. I've told you. I really want you to think of this as your home.
It's John's and Cassie's, and I'm in their way, and I'm messing up their lives, and I'm making them miserable.
They don't feel that way at all. Now, you're just on edge, and you're exhausted. We all are. But believe me, we can work this thing through. We can. Detective Garrettson is here to see Miss Diane.
Dorian, I've already told him everything that I know.
Okay, shh. Emma, would you tell her...
I'm sorry to have to do this, Dorian. Won't take long, though.
Rafe?
Diane, I understand Jamie gave you a ring, and you gave it back to him at the Sanders mansion. Is that true?
Diane, you told me you hardly knew Jamie. Asa, I don't remember asking you to come in.
No, but I'm going to stay. I'm sorry you ran out of me yesterday.
Look, I don't have the time nor the inclination to talk right now, so would you just go, please, say goodbye?
Okay, before I say goodbye, I want to wish you a happy anniversary.
What?
Come here. Sit down.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's a gift. It's customary for anniversaries, isn't it?
Asa, you and I are not married anymore.
Well, this is just for the happy times we shared together over those 10 years.
No, I can't accept that.
I want you to have it.
I can't, Asa.
You should have something from the past. I wish you were more. I mean it. I truly do. Accept it, please.
It's beautiful.
What does it remind you of?
All the stars in heaven.
You do remember.
The very first gift you ever gave to me was this small but perfect diamond, and you told me that someday you would give me a bracelet filled with all the stars that heaven could hold.
You remember how we used to lie on the beach at Malakeva and look up at the stars, and the cool breeze would blow all our worries away?
We didn't have very many worries in those days.
No, not many. It was truly paradise. I would give my heart and soul to have those years back again.
Oh, well, they'll always be in our heart, Asa. I guess that's really the beautiful thing about memories. You've got them with you all the time.
Would you do me the honor of coming downstairs and toast to the past for our last time together?
Oh, excuse me.
Don't answer that.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Yes, there is. I don't want this moment spoiled. I mean, I don't want you to look back years from now and I want you to just remember the stars and the diamonds, not some chambermaid busting in to interrupt us.
How do you even know it's a chambermaid?
Well, if it's Pete O'Neill, that's worse. Come on, do me one favor. Please, honey, let's go downstairs and have a drink. Out the back way.
They are pounding on the door. Let me just open it up and see who it is.
Mrs. Pamela Buchanan,
Yes?
this is for you.
A subpoena from Judith Sanders' office? Oh, Asa Buchanan, you dirty, rotten skunk!
Jamie followed me out of Elmo's one night. He wanted me to spend the night with him.
Had you done that before?
If I hardly knew the guy. And suddenly he's coming on to me. I told him to leave me alone, but he followed me home. He was so sleazy. Kept telling me how rich his parents were and that he could buy me a lot of things and take me to a lot of places. And I told him no, and he told me that a poor girl like me should appreciate an opportunity when it's offered. I told him I wasn't interested and to hit on another poor girl.
What about the ring? Did he give you one?
A few days later, he came over and he apologized for what he'd said. And he promised that we could have a great time together and that he was very mixed up and I could help him change his life. So he gave me the ring as a friend.
And you took it?
No. I mean, yes. Well, I looked at it. It must have cost a fortune. And when he left, he told me to think it over, and I did, and I took it back to the Sanders mansion.
Jamie told his grandmother that you were very involved.
Don't you understand? That's what he wanted you to believe. Dorian, he was sick. I mean, really sick. Maybe all that crack fried his brain or something, but he just wouldn't leave me alone. And that is the God's honest truth. But if you want to believe him instead of me, go ahead.
I'll probably have more questions for you later. Dorian?
He doesn't believe me. Do you?
Diane, I think it's about time you told me the truth about yourself.
All right. Hi, Kathy. You
Hi.
still upset? You really lost your temper with Diane today, didn't you?
Yes, I really lost my cool. She's smooth, John. She is very smooth. You know, I feel like she's making up all the answers as she goes along. Okay, maybe I'm overreacting to her. I have to admit, I was not too thrilled when I came home and found her living in Mom's apartment. But I could deal with that. I really could if I felt like she was a normal person, but she's not. She says exactly what she thinks you want to hear. She does exactly what she thinks Mom expects of her. Am I making any sense here?
Yes, Cassie, you are making a lot of sense. I've been getting bad vibes about Diane for a long time now.
Well, then why doesn't Mom see it? Mom is great at sizing people up, at judging character, hearing false notes. Maybe Mom is right about Diane. Maybe she is. Maybe it's us that's paranoid.
You know, prison's a real different world. And, soda?
Yeah.
People there form bonds differently, much like a soldier forms a bond in battle. It's just different.
What if Diane was in on Keith's murder? Mom could really be in a lot of
All
trouble.
right, now wait a minute. Let's not jump from A to Z so quickly, okay?
John, I'm not going to sit around and wait till something happens to her.
Cassie, I'm not going to sit around and wait for that to happen either. I'll get to the bottom line on this no matter what happens, okay?
Okay, then let me help you.
All right, on one condition. You make me a promise that we don't tell your mother about what's going on. If she hears about it, she'll blow this thing sky high.
Deal.
one thing I cannot tolerate. It's dishonesty.
But I never lied to you. I told you about that Jamie had a thing for me, didn't I?
You didn't tell me the rest of it.
Well, I just thought it would be better that you didn't know.
Better? How?
Because I was so ashamed and I was embarrassed.
But if you had just come to me, told me he was bothering you, I could have stopped him.
But I thought he would go crazy and take it out on you.
Even after he left and you were no longer in any danger, why didn't you tell me?
You are turning against me just like everyone else. You know, I thought we had a special friendship. I thought you trusted me. I thought you believed in me. But you are just like everyone else. It's not true. You think I'm a liar, and even worse.
All right, just stop it. You're overreacting, and you are missing the entire point.
You don't believe my story.
Diane, friendship is based on honesty. Total trust between two people. And if you don't trust me, how can you expect me to trust you?
I do trust you. I do. And I have made a terrible mistake, and I promise I will never do it again. Please, please believe me. You are all that I have in the world, and if I were to lose you, I would die. Oh,
Don't.
Do you mind if I take this photo?
No, Judith, of course not.
I'll send for the rest of my things.
Where are you going to be staying?
At John's apartment, and I'll look for some place of my own.
I'm very sorry that it came to this.
So am I.
I know you're going to remember the bad things. I just hope that some of the time you'll remember the good ones, too.
There are 1,000 moments to remember, lovely ones. I loved you.
I did love you, too.
I guess there's nothing left but memories. I think I've known for quite some time. It's just that my heart couldn't say goodbye. I guess it's time.
Bye.
Herb, if Asa and Pam don't testify, can Judith still bring up the bigamy issue?
She can, but it won't have the impact. She's got a lot riding on their testimony.
Knowing Asa, he's probably over at Pam's right now trying to talk her into ducking the subpoena.
She won't do it.
Yeah, but knowing him, he doesn't quit all that easy. He'll do something, even if it's wrong, like try and buy her off, and it'll just end up backfiring on us.
If we're lucky, he won't do anything too stupid.
Yeah. How well do you know this judge? Can you make a guesstimate as to how he's going to react to a bombshell like that?
Tough call. Go either way.
Damn. I don't like leaving things to chance.
We are holding an ace. Vicky's letter to Tom. I know you'd rather win without it, Clint, but I'm not sure that's possible now.
All right, if using that letter will guarantee getting me the kids, let's use the letter.
Better get to court. Well, Clint, my boy, I'm afraid from here on out, it's going to be a fight to the end.
I cannot believe I allowed myself to be tricked by you again.
Oh, Pam, calm down.
You knew all about this subpoena, didn't you? Didn't you? That's why you came here with all that sweet talk and a diamond bracelets. You just wanted to get me out of here before the process server served up.
That is ridiculous.
What is really ridiculous is that I actually trusted you again.
All right, damn it, I don't deny it. I knew about the subpoena, but I also meant every word I said. We have good memories. We had good times.
Well, the memory that I am going to cherish the most, believe me, is you walking out this door right now. Go on, get out.
Listen to me. If Judith puts you on the stand, she'll force you to reveal me as a bigamist. That cannot happen. My son will be destroyed and never get his kids back.
Stop it. Just stop trying to manipulate everybody's life all the time.
We are not going to court. I will not destroy my own son.
Asa, I have to go to court. I am going to have to testify.
Over my dead body.
What? Asa! Asa! What are you doing? Stop it!
Keep it on.
Stop it!
Yeah. Thanks. I don't understand it, Tom. Why aren't they here?
Vicky, it isn't a crisis yet. Judith can't call witnesses until Herb has his chance first.
But he's almost finished, isn't he? Without Pam and Asa, what kind of a case can Judith present? Okay. I just talked to the process server. He was able to subpoena Pam, but he can't find Asa. But from what I know of Pamela, I can't believe she would refuse to appear. Looks like Herb didn't have any trouble getting his witnesses to testify.
You must be dreading this, huh, Dad?
Yeah, there are a lot of other places I'd rather be, I can tell you that.
Larry, you're right on time. Thank you very much. We'll be starting in a few minutes.
I really appreciate your coming forward like this.
I didn't really have much choice, did I?
We're depending on your testimony.
Yeah, so I can help decide which parent gets custody of 3 wonderful children. Thanks a hell of a lot.
Larry doesn't seem too happy to be here, does he?
I think the word is hostile, which is just the kind of witness we probably need.
Adam! Adam! Call the police!
Not you!
Oh, and call Pete O'Neill! Just tell him! I have
You've
been
given your last order since you walked out of this house, you hear me?
A lunatic called Asa Buchanan. Oh. Out of here!
Adam, no, there's no trouble. Tell the servants I'm not home to anyone. If anybody calls, I'm out of town on business. One more thing, Adam. Pamela Buchanan is not here.
I am.
You hear that clear? You a good man.
You really think you are going to get away with this?
Away with what?
You have kidnapped me, Asa. If I do not show up at that hearing, I could be arrested for contempt of court.
Oh, forget all the legal mumbo-jumbo. Relax, sit there, I'll get you a nice drink.
Oh, you...
Senator Leland Balfour? He'll make quite an interesting guest, don't you think?
Interesting. He hardly ever gives interviews. How did you manage?
Oh, I've been working on his administrative assistant, and he tells me that he likes my telephone voice, so I tell him I like his.
Oh, you're learning even faster than I thought. But why Senator Balfour?
Simple. He has been very, very supportive of your bid for the Commission on Prison Reform.
Mm-hmm.
So why not give him a platform to air those opinions?
Oh, I like your thinking. I like the way that suit looks on you. I'm glad I gave it to you.
Thanks. And also, there's the February sweep, so having him on the show can't help but boost our ratings.
Our ratings.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say your ratings.
I'm glad you said our ratings. Really, you've become invaluable to me at WVLE. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Do you want me to get that?
No, Emma can get it. I love the color. That neutral tone with your... Oh.
Good morning, Dorian.
Good morning, Charles.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
No, you're not interrupting anything at all.
Oh, good. We met, as a matter of fact, we met here. I've heard your name again recently.
In what way?
Well, it seems Diane was one of Jamie's few friends here in Hatfield.
We weren't exactly friends.
Oh.
I'm afraid that's a rather touchy subject around this house.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. There's very little I can do about it. Jamie seems to be a subject that just won't go away. However, I do have something here which I hope will assist in getting rid of at least one bad memory.
What is it?
Well, it came to my attention, Dorian, that Jamie, amongst his other, well, I guess you would say crimes, stole something that was very precious to your daughter.
Cassie's brooch?
Exactly. So I went to the police department, got a description of the brooch, asked my jeweler to recreate it as closely as possible.
Charles, you didn't have to do that.
I wanted to. I know I can't replace the value on something that was a gift from her father, but hopefully this will be taken in the way I mean it, as a heartfelt apology from the Sanders family.
Oh, my.
Now, if it's not exactly right, I can have it redesigned.
It's, if I may say, even more beautiful than the original. Probably more expensive.
Diane, isn't it exquisite?
Cassie has to be the luckiest girl on the face of the earth.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I just wanted you to have that.
Do you have to rush off?
No, nothing waiting at home for me.
Well, I have nothing pressing to do either.
Dorian, what about the interview?
I trust you implicitly to take care of that for me, and then we'll talk about it later.
Okay, whatever you say.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mr. Sims. Now, what is this about having nothing to go home to?
All right. I can't deny it. I did take you against your will, but kidnapped has a harsh ring to it. What if we say you're my exclusive guest for the rest of the afternoon?
You're a prisoner, don't you mean? What happens? I'm going to get on that witness stand, and Judith Sanders, no doubt, will ask me, all about my marital status and my history, all those many bigamous years. And then what? What, your reputation will be even worse than it is now?
I don't give a hoot in hell about my reputation. All I care about is Clint and the kids.
Oh, come on. What do Clint and the kids have to do with this?
Everything. Clint's going to make my mansion a home for the kids and himself. And Sanders is going to try and get you to say that this is not a proper home, that I'm not a proper granddaddy.
Well, you're not setting a very good example, kidnapping your ex-wife and defying the courts.
You're going to take Vicky's side, is that it?
I do not want to take anybody's side. I have been summoned to the court to testify, to tell the truth. And that is exactly what I am going to do.
Let me tell you something. There are laws to be broken, my dear. Especially the little nitpicking ones.
Oh, really? Well, you're not going to get away with this. Pete O'Neill is planning on taking me to the mountains this weekend.
Nice try, but I don't bluff easily.
Oh, it is not a bluff. He's going to get over there, and he's going to see that I have disappeared. He will put two and two together, and he will be over here, and he will take me out of here.
Let him come, if that chicken-hearted fool has the guts.
He said, do you know what you are?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a winner.
You are a smug, arrogant, modern-day pirate. And I only hope I live long enough to see you walk the plank.
Your Honor, one of my witnesses has not responded to a subpoena. I would really like to request a postponement until Pamela Buchanan arrives.
Well, I would suggest a postponement is premature. I have more witnesses to call.
Larry, I hate having to testify for either side, but what should we do?
I know that Vicky understands the position that you're in, Larry.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Last thing I want to do is jeopardize Vicky's chances of some sort of custody.
Larry, I know what I'm asking you to do. And for what it's worth, I thought long and hard before I let Herb call you as a witness.
Well, that's no consolation.
Come on, Dad. Clint knows how much you care about Vicky.
Of course I do. And I'd like to think that you wouldn't find it any easier to take the stand and testify against me.
I don't want to testify against either one of you. I just hope and pray some kind of good comes out of this.
Well, the judge has ruled against a delay.
Why? Did you explain how important it was?
Wait until Pam arrives. We will take care of the whole thing. Don't worry about it.
Mr. Callison, you may call your next witness, please.
Your Honor, we call Dr. Lawrence Wolek to the stand.
Dr. Lawrence Wolek.
I'd like to help you, but I don't see what the department can offer.
Rafe, I need information. Anything you can give me on Diane Bristol.
Now, you were at headquarters yesterday when I questioned her. She doesn't know a thing about Keith Radcliffe's murder, so she claims.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. So she claims.
You think you're onto something?
I just want to try and piece together as much of her background as I can to figure out what the hell she's trying so hard to hide.
Well, her background is not such a mystery. The first anyone heard of her, she turned up as Dorian's cellmate at Statesville.
Yeah, but see, a lot of those things don't sound like the truth to me. Like, take her Midwestern background. Isn't it kind of funny that she's lost all trace of an accent? Yeah, did you hear any trace of it?
And now that you mention it, no.
Right. And the long lament that she goes through about living in all the foster homes. Funny, when I ask her about dates and names and places, she changes the subject.
Okay, so if she's lying about her background, you think she could be lying about everything else?
Maybe so. I don't know. And I don't want to try and convict her without any proof. I just want to find out who the hell she really is and what she's up to.
Sounds like a fair request to me, buddy. I'll dig through the files and I'll give you any help I can, all right?
Thank you. I'll need all the help I can get, too.
Okay, well...
Whoa, Pete.
Guys! If it's one thing I can't stand to see, it's two guys working on a beautiful day like this.
And if it's one thing I hate to see, it's a